Hey guys, what's up? I'm back in the park again. So if you hear any cars or stuff, it's a little bit, I think this is a little bit more busy than last time, but at least there's less wind. So this might be easier for me to noise cancel in post. You can't fix everything in post, but you can fix some things. Anyway, I would like to speak about password managers because I feel like they're so easy to use, yet so few people use them, and it's probably the number one thing you can do to take your privacy to the next level. And I want to speak about different types of password managers, the pros and cons of different types of password managers, what is inherently wrong with some password managers, and I want to speak about some of the offers that some password managers have. There's two main types of password managers. You've got an online password manager and an offline password manager. I use an offline password manager just because I can, and I'm used to it, so I like it. I don't really care. I don't feel like having to set up an account with someone, and also, I don't like the fact that other people control my passwords, not me. But it's probably a little bit more paranoid than most people should be, and I'll get into that. So the pros of an offline password manager: everything's controlled by you. Your password literally cannot be found by anyone on the internet anywhere unless they got onto your computer physically. So if somebody gets onto your computer, then they have to get the password to your password manager offline because it's encrypted, obviously, and then they'll be able to get then they'll be able to get into your passwords. But if someone's on your computer, if someone's got like a rat or something on your computer, you probably have bigger issues than your password for your password manager being stolen, because, or like your password manager itself, because they've got keyloggers, all of that kind of stuff. All your communication is jeopardized, all that kind of stuff. You've got way bigger problems than your password manager. Second pro, it's really small. You don't need the internet at any point in time. You've got access to the files. You've got access to everything that you need without having to touch a browser at all. You don't have to sign up with somebody. All of that kind of stuff. Everything is kept out of the hands of other people and has been put in your hands. The cons: everything has been kept out of the hands of somebody else and put into your hands, meaning, basically you have to do everything. So if you want a password on your phone, you have to transfer the password manager file from your PC to your phone. It's a massive pain. People have been annoyed with me because I have every single password is different, and the characters are anywhere from 20 to 40 characters in length with random. It's completely randomized. So I don't know any of my passwords out of my head except for the password to my password manager, which is, some people don't like that. Some people, it's definitely not for everyone. I like it like that because I'm crazy. But anyway, so what should most people be doing? Probably getting something like Bitwarden, which they have a free plan where you can basically give Bitwarden the ability to hold all your passwords. And because Bitwarden is open source, you can check the code, and basically nothing on their servers is unencrypted. So they don't really have access to your passwords. Everything's encrypted with different levels of encryption, and you have to use your password to unencrypt the thing. So it's there's not really much of a downside for going for something like Bitwarden, unless you have like someone who's really, really technical trying to hack your stuff. They're able to break into Bitwarden's servers, break into their servers, steal your password file, know which files are your password files, and then able to figure out how to decrypt those password files in the first place without having your password. So it's really not easy, and probably again the easiest way would be to get onto your computer and access all of the passwords while it's decrypted on your computer. So as long as you keep your computer clean, you don't download random stuff, you should be fine either way. And Bitwarden is a lot easier, a lot simpler, because they do everything for you, basically. So that's probably the thing that everyone should go with. But the difficulty is with the other password managers. You've got password managers that have been audited by other companies, which that's probably the best way to go. But if there's a password manager that hasn't been audited by another company and it's like fairly new-ish, all of that kind of stuff, you probably don't want to trust that, because you're giving them passwords hoping that it's encrypted, and then when it definitely isn't encrypted and they're just selling your passwords to hackers, then it's your fault, and you've probably been paying them about $30 a month. If you want an online password manager, Bitwarden is probably your best bet. It's probably best to go with something like Bitwarden. If you don't want something online, if you want an offline password manager, you want to be able to control all the files. With Bitwarden, the nice thing is you can export the actual files, and then you can use those files offline as well. Then KeePass XC, which is my offline password manager. I don't know if I spoke about KeePass XC yet. It's basically an open source fork of KeePass, which is out of date right now, so don't use KeePass. But anyway, if you have the file, you can use that password or that password data set. So you've got like a set of passwords basically anywhere on anything, which is always really cool. So I would probably, if you're new to password managers, use something like Bitwarden. Yeah, and it's really, really such a big deal, because when a website gets hacked, it's not if, but when. Those passwords on that website are either hashed or not hashed, and there's been a lot of times when it hasn't been hashed. And that set of passwords and emails will be sent out everywhere. And if you use that password for everything, your password for everything has been leaked, and you need to go and re-sign in, re-log in, and change your password on every single site that you've ever been on. Let's say you've got a password manager, and your password manager generates a random password for every single website you go onto. A website gets hacked, you don't even care. Like, let's say that's a website you don't care about. Let's say it was like a stock footage site, and you don't have any credit card information, you don't have anything like that. I don't care. Somebody can log into my site, I don't care. Well, I mean, that's probably not the best. The best would be to change the password anyway, even though I don't care. But, like, let's say worst comes to worst, I'm on holiday, I don't have my PC with me, I don't have my phone with me, I don't care. I can leave that off for the next 2 months, and I can change the password if I want to later. They don't have the password to anything else. They only have the password to the stock footage sites. But let's say it's something like my email. Then I only have to change one password. I don't have to go to every single website and change the password. And then, because I've got a password manager, I don't have to remember the new password. Password managers make life so much easier, even though sometimes they make life harder. In some cases, you're going to feel like, this is a lot harder than what I'm used to. It's not as easy as I'm used to. I'm just used to putting password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in every single time. Now I have to copy and paste. Or there's like browser extensions that put the password in for you as well. I don't like those that much, but like if you use the Bitwarden one, or like if you use a well-known extension, you should be fine. Most people use them, and then they never get into trouble. Bitwarden has been around for years and years and years, and they've got lots of people looking at them with 2 eyes at all times. If anything goes wrong, they will scream, and like you guys will be the first people to hear it, because I will be screaming as well. It should be fine to have an extension, the Bitwarden extension, to put your passwords in. Just don't save your passwords in your browser, please. Just don't save your passwords in some sort of unencrypted, like a text file on your desktop. Don't remember all of your passwords, because if you can remember all of your passwords, then your passwords are all way too weak. And I don't care if you can remember pi to the 50th decimal or the 3000th decimal. I don't care how much you can remember. If you can remember your password out of your head, that means someone can get your password straight from you. without having to, like, let's say the cops pull me over tomorrow, and I don't care. I don't do illegal stuff, but let's say the cops pull me over tomorrow. I want to see my lawyer, number one. Number two, if they ask me about my passwords, I'm like, I don't know my passwords. I don't know them. They're randomized. I have an encrypted file, but I don't know any of my passwords. They can't do anything now. If they don't have the encrypted file, they can't do anything. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. And if you know someone who knows tech and that kind of stuff, ask them about password managers. Password managers are so useful. If you don't know anyone, I've got links in the description for Bitwarden and KeePassXC. I recommend them both, but if you're new to password managers, you might want to try Bitwarden out. See you guys.